sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. All the success in New England over the last few decades, and this crowd has never been more enthusiastic. A moment ago, Pats emerged from their locker room. They are set as they'll square off with the Cincinnati Bengals. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Off the play fake. Here's Franks. And incomplete to open things up.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Franks. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that is incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. It's Franks now from the shotgun. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will be down just on the other side of midfield. Going to lead up the Bengals here. 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Burrow. Steps away to his left. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you've got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That, too.
Setting up play action. Franks. He'll air this one out for Mims. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
This is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
From the 2, here's 1st and goal. Mixon is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Mixon again. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. Burrow going to keep it himself. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Burrow, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Now a throw here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He finds his man, complete. That's Ramsey. A gain of 6 there on 1st. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately. So he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
They go play action with Franks. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
On 1st and 10, Franks. His throw incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Franks. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Franks. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A first down throw. Here's Franks. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. It's second down. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Big hole up the middle. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 6-0 our score after 1.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score Bengals 6, Patriots 0.
The Patriots into the red zone for the first time. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. A give right side now to Hunt. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Hey, let's get that ball. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55. Silver.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Burrow's throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Play action. It's Burrow. Man open. That's Jamar Chase complete. And he's got this down to the 35.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They go play action with Burrow. That is caught at the 7. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals add on to their lead. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that challenge, a successful one. Here's a run with Mixon, and he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 9th touchdown of the season. For the Bengals, they widen their lead. This time, the extra point up and good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the rush coming, and he's taken down. Trey Hendrickson. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. 2nd and 20. Franks now. Trying to lay one up deep. And got his man complete. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A big play there for New England. On first down, here's Franks. And he completes it to Hunt. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A first down run not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Franks looking to throw.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Franks, 3rd down from the gun. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with to go in half number 1. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Back to throw. Franks. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down, and the Bengals will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Quick slant caught by Chase. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. First down, here's Burrow. And this one is incomplete.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Here's 2nd and 10. To the air again, Burrow. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
But enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll run with Mixon. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. 7 yards, the pickup there. Burrow on play action. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. It's the former Michigan man, Chase Winovich, who gets in there to bring him down.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Patriots are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. The Pats at the line ready to go. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. approaching the 21. Off the play fake. Here's Franks. He finds his man. Complete. That's Ramsey. 7 yards the pick up there. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
2nd down and 3. Now Franks. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
It's Franks now from the shotgun. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Hunt. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
This Bengal defense, they passed the first 2 tests. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Hunt. And Hunt is not going to get there. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
4th down, Frank's going to throw for it. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And instead of having a 1-score game, they'll remain 2 scores down. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And they go play action now. Burrow. Christian Barmore drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall, and they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Patriots take over. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the 1st down or to have the defense have to hold it.
He trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own side.
Well, we'll see what his offense can do. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Now the extra point. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And that's now a half dozen interceptions for him over the last 2 games. Because CD, remember, he threw 3 in the last ball game and now 3 more here. And
the way that you present it, partner, I'm not sure what sounds worse, right? Half a dozen over the last 2 games or 3 the last game, 3 this game. Either way, it's way too many. And that's something they'll have to work on, hoping to get through the rest of this game without having to address it again. And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
Nice pick, nice pick.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he's got a Bengals first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And some space here. Sheds off the tackle. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 69 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Here's a give to Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Yeah, the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Eluding the pressure right. He'll air this one out for Mims. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Working out of the gun, Franks. And this, incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
They go play action with Franks. Looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. On 1st and 10, Franks. Throw left side, taken in by Mims. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Franks. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots are back within a score. They'll try and throw for it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand-new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
A solid stiff arm. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 134 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Shoves him aside, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
On 1st down, Mixon. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A handoff to Mixon, fighting him off. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Joe Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Here we go with Burrow. And he's got it. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. Extra point attempt to follow here. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. From just inside the 20, a short kick. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 24. Well, obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out. Look where they are on the scoreboard. Look at where the clock is in the game. He has to take a chance here and try and get the ball downfield to his receivers. Unfortunately, it was picked off.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 48, and the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it.
And this is going to be caught. So an offensive final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that's caught for the additional 2 points. It'll only matter to the final scoreline, and that is the final act of this game. Well, at least at the very end, there's something to take away. They lost the game.
The Patriots are now on the clock. All right, on the clock now, the Bills. The Bucks on the clock now. Let's see who they have their eye on. The Raiders now on the clock. All right, next up, the Bengals are on the clock. The Jaguars are up now. Let's see what direction they go in. On the clock now, the Bears. All right, the Seahawks are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Ravens. And now we turn to the WFT. It's their selection. The Cardinals are now on the clock. And now on the clock, it's the 49ers. The Cowboys now on the clock. All right, the Dolphins are now on the clock. The Lions on the clock now. The Rams on the clock now. All right, next up, the Jets are on the clock. All right, the Ravens are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Dolphins, and time is ticking. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. And now we turn to the Jets. It's their selection. Okay, the Eagles on the clock now. Okay, the Chiefs are on the clock now. Okay, it's the Falcons now on the clock. The Vikings are on the clock now. What direction will they go? Okay, the Ravens are on the clock now. The Texans are now on the clock. The Saints are on the clock now. What direction will they go? Now the Packers are on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? Okay, next up, it's the Broncos on the clock. Okay, here we go. The Colts now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Patriots. Okay, it's the Bills now on the clock. All right, next up, the Bucks are on the clock. And now on the clock, it's the Raiders. The Bengals now on the clock. Let's see what they do. All right, the Jaguars are now on the clock. All right, the Bears are now on the clock. The Seahawks are on the clock now. The Ravens are up now. Let's see what direction they go. Washington is now on the clock. And now on the clock, it's the Cardinals. And the Chargers now on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? It's the Cowboys now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Giants, and time is ticking. The Ravens are now on the clock. Okay, next up, it's the Dolphins on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Titans. All right, it's the Steelers now on the clock. On the clock now, the Ravens. Now we turn to the Browns. They're on the clock. Okay, the Chargers up now. They're on the clock. The Falcons on the clock now. Let's see who they have their eye on. And now on the clock, it's the Vikings. The Browns are now on the clock. All right, it's the Panthers now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. Okay, next up, it's the Packers on the clock. The Colts now on the clock. Let's see what they do. The Patriots on the clock right now. Let's see who they have their eye on. The Bills are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are on the clock now. All right, now it's the Raiders' turn. They're up. The Bengals are on the clock now. On the clock now, the Jaguars. All right, now on the clock, the Giants. Okay, next up, it's the Seahawks on the clock. The Jets now on the clock. Let's see what they do. Okay, here we go. Washington now on the clock. All right, the Ravens are now on the clock. The 49ers on the clock now. What direction will they go? Okay, the Giants up now. They're on the clock. Okay, the Browns on the clock now. Okay, the Texans up now. They're on the clock. Now the Seahawks are on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? Okay, the Ravens are on the clock now. The Giants are on the clock now. Okay, it's the Titans now on the clock. And the Giants now on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? Okay, here we go. The Jets now on the clock. All right, it's the Eagles now on the clock. All right, the Chiefs are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Falcons. All right, it's now the Vikings' turn. They're up. And the Browns on the clock now. Let's see what direction they go in. The Bears are up now. Let's see what direction they go. All right, on the clock now, the Saints. All right, the Packers are now on the clock. The Broncos are on the clock now. All right, next up, the Colts are on the clock. Okay, here we go. The Raiders now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Buccaneers. The Raiders on the clock now. What direction will they go? Okay, here we go. The Bengals now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Seahawks, and time is ticking. All right, now on the clock, the Chargers. And the Eagles on the clock now. Let's see what direction they go. Okay, here we go. The Cardinals now on the clock. The 49ers now on the clock. The Cowboys on the clock now. What direction will they go? Okay, it's the Lions now on the clock. And the Rams now on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? The Jets now on the clock. The Ravens are up now. Let's see what direction they go. Now the Dolphins are on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? All right, next up, the Jets are on the clock. Okay, the Panthers on the clock now. Now we turn to the Eagles. They're on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. All right, next up, the Falcons are on the clock. Okay, the Jaguars are now on.